The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. You are not weak because you feel the pain. You are brave because you keep going despite it. The world does not reward those who had the easiest road. It remembers those who refuse to be stopped by the hardest one. Get up. Do the work. Earn your story. Pain is not a sign that something is wrong. Pain is often a sign that something important is happening. The farmer who plants in the cold will eat in the summer. The student who studies through exhaustion will stand at the podium. The entrepreneur who pushes through failure will one day lead. Your pain today is your power tomorrow. Muhammad Ali said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." So here is what I want you to carry with you today. Every time it gets hard, remind yourself, this is where most people stop. This is the exact point where mediocrity turns around and goes home. And if you keep going, just a little further, just one more hour, one more try, one more day, you will be standing in territory that the majority of people never reach. Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, said, "It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." Let me ask you something. When was the last time something hurt? Not physically, I mean when was the last time you pushed so hard your hands shook, your lungs burned, your mind screamed at you to stop? Because I want you to remember that feeling. Not because it was terrible, but because that feeling is the sound of you becoming someone greater. Vidal Sassoon said, "The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary." Nobody handed Michael Jordan 6 championships. Nobody handed Serena Williams 23 Grand Slams. Nobody handed anyone anything worth having. Every legend you've ever admired paid for it, in sweat, in failure, in sleepless nights, in moments where quitting felt like the most logical thing in the world. They paid, and then they paid again. Lance Armstrong, pain is temporary. It may last a minute, or an hour, or a day, or a year, but eventually it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it lasts forever. You were not born to be comfortable. You were born to grow. And growth does not happen inside your comfort zone. It happens at the exact moment you decide to stay when every instinct tells you to leave. That tension you feel, that resistance, that is not your enemy. That is the weight that makes you stronger. Tim Notka said, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." There will be days when you wake up tired before the work even begins. Days when progress feels invisible. Days when the people around you seem to be moving faster, achieving more, living easier. On those days, do the work anyway. Not because it feels good. Not because someone is watching. But because the person you are becoming is built in exactly those moments, the moments nobody claps for. Dan Gable said, "Gold medals aren't really made of gold. They're made of sweat, determination, and a hard-to-find alloy called guts." I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. Pain is not your punishment. Pain is your professor. Every time something hurts, it is teaching you something. About your limits, about your character, about what you are truly made of. The greatest people who ever lived were not those who avoided pain. They were those who walked straight through it, and did not look back. Dan Gable said, "Gold medals aren't really made of gold. They're made of sweat, determination, and a hard-to-find alloy called guts. The farmer who plants in the cold will eat in the summer. The student who studies through exhaustion will stand at the podium. The entrepreneur who pushes through failure will one day lead. Your pain today is your power tomorrow. It is not wasted. Not a single drop of honest sweat is ever wasted. The universe is keeping score, and it rewards those who refuse to stop." Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, said, "It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." I want to talk to you about who you are, not who you were, and not yet who you will be. Who you are right now, in the middle of the struggle. Because this moment matters more than you know. Right now, your character is being forged. Right now, your discipline is being written into your bones. Right now, you are deciding, with every choice, every rep, every hour of focus, what kind of person you will be for the rest of your life. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit." Stop waiting for motivation to arrive like a guest at your door. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. You start moving, and motivation shows up. You sit and wait, and it never comes. The disciplined person does not feel like doing it, they do it regardless. And over time, that doing becomes their nature. That struggle becomes their strength. That pain becomes their identity. Jim Rohn said, "Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better." So here is what I want you to carry with you today. Every time it gets hard, remind yourself, this is where most people stop. This is the exact point where mediocrity turns around and goes home. And if you keep going, just a little further, just one more hour, one more try, one more day, you will be standing in territory that most people never reach. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Believe you can and you're halfway there." You are not weak because you feel the pain. You are brave because you keep going despite it. The world does not remember those who had the easiest road. It remembers those who refused to be stopped by the hardest one. History is full of names of people who had every reason to quit and chose not to. Your name can be one of them. Confucius said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." So get up. Lift what is heavy. Run when your legs are tired. Build when others say it cannot be done. Love the work, not because it is easy, but because it is making you. Every scar, every setback, every silent sacrifice is a brick in the foundation of something magnificent. And one day, one beautiful, earned, hard-won day, you will look back at all of it and say, it was worth every single moment. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately. You were not built for comfort. You were built for conquest. Now go and earn your story. Let's talk about what nobody warns you about. They tell you to dream big. They tell you to hustle. But they don't always tell you what it will cost. Greatness asks you to give up things you love, sleep, comfort, free time, sometimes even friendships. It asks you to say no when your heart wants to say yes. It asks you to sit in a room alone and work while the world outside is laughing and celebrating. And that is one of the hardest things a human being can do. Anson Doran said, "The vision of a champion is someone who is bent over, drenched in sweat, at the point of exhaustion, when no one else is watching." Every great musician missed parties to practice scales. Every great athlete skipped dinners to train. Every great entrepreneur said no to comfort so they could say yes to their mission. Sacrifice is not loss, it is investment. You are not giving things up. You are trading small pleasures for something far greater. You are buying your future with your present. And that trade is always worth it. Michael Jordan said, "Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen." So the next time you have to choose between the easy path and the right one, between what feels good now and what builds something lasting, remember this: the cost of discipline is always less than the cost of regret. Regret does not visit for a day. It moves in. It sits beside you for decades. Discipline is painful for a season. Regret is painful for a lifetime. Choose wisely. Now I want to speak to the ones who are doubting themselves. The ones who lie awake at night wondering, am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? What if I fail? I want you to hear this clearly. Doubt is not a sign that you should stop. Doubt is a sign that you are taking something seriously. Only those who dare greatly ever feel the weight of it. It is not the critic who counts, not the one who points out how the strong man stumbles. The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. The people sitting in the stands always have opinions. They always know what you should have done differently. But they are not in the arena. You are. And the fact that you showed up, scared, uncertain, shaking, makes you 1,000 times braver than anyone who never tried. Your doubt does not disqualify you. It humanizes you. And your courage to act despite that doubt. That is what makes you extraordinary. Zig Ziglar said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Stop waiting until you are ready. You will never feel completely ready. The most successful people in history did not wait for perfect conditions, they built something imperfect and improved it along the way. Action is the antidote to doubt. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a vote cast for the person you are becoming. Cast enough votes, and you will win. Nelson Mandela said, "Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it."